SX controller, one of the new ones. It's a model 1914. Purchased this off eBay. It's faulty and it's got some quite serious stick drift on it. Just on the left one, everything else is working fine, all the buttons seem good. But what I'll do is I'll hook it up to the computer and we can have a look. So you'll have to bear with me because where my cable's plugged in at the moment. And let's bring this up on the, there we go. Just make that a little bit bigger so you can see. And as you can see there, you get that one. It's not bad. Probably do with changing that out for the. It's actually not too bad at all. But the other one, as you can see, it does not like to return to the middle at all. So what we'll do is, I think that right hand one is pretty much spot on. So we'll get this one changed. As you can see, all the other buttons are working fine. All these ones, pads as well. So, okay, let's get that unplugged. That cable out the way, and we'll get this taken apart. So, let's get that off your screen. And we'll get this stripped down. I won't make you hang around for the whole thing. I'll probably skip through at some point, but let's see if we've got the right sized. Okay. Carefully peel the label back. That will actually keep hold of the adhesive and it'll be able to be stuck back down afterwards. And then there's one hiding under here, and then you don't have to worry about the not the right one. Don't know why it does not like these two. And you don't have the hole in the sticker. Now I know there is some people out there that don't mind, but if I'm doing this for a customer, I always try to keep them intact. Makes them look better as well. Just lay that down. Not going to completely stick it down. There we go. 5 screws, and that's the that case off, out of the way. Front cover comes off, and then what we're going to need to do is desolder 4 wires in each side, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 on this side, and 2 here as well. And then we can disconnect these 2, remove 2 screws, and then pop the board out. Before we do that though, let's take the thumb caps off and we'll get to desoldering. Well, because behind these there's 2 little rumble motors, and then now we've got the screws out, what I tend to do, a very small amount of pressure from the front, it'll just help you lift the board up so you're not pulling at the board and bending it from either side. Just a little bit of pressure on the analog sticks. Oops, sorry. From the front, as you lift the board up, just helps come out. Just turn that light off so you can see what I'm doing. So, show you that again. And so what I'd do, place a finger on each analog stick, just push up slightly, and then when I come around this side, just pull up, and it gives way without having the board bending. Although these boards are thick in comparison to some, they do like to break away and fall apart, as I've had recent experience of. So that's how the board is in the controller. It's this stick we want to change. So we'll get to it. Again, I may fast forward some of this, but we'll see how long the video ends up in editing. So there's our analog stick. I'll get a board holder out so I can get this in and hold it steady. And then we'll get to removing it. It goes out the way. There we go. Sorry about that. Just paused it while I got it all set up. But the points we're going to work on is the 3 pins here for the 1 potentiometer, 3 here, and you've got your 4 round anchor points, and then the 4 points for the button, the switch just here. It's on the other side. So what I'm going to do is get some flux on there, add in some leaded solder, and we'll get this port removed. I always like to add in the leaded, even though I know I can get it off quite easily with the hot air station I've got, but I don't like putting too much heat into these boards if I can avoid it. So start off, let's give this a good, just get some solder on this iron. There we go. And we'll get stuck in. Bit more light on there. There we go. What I'm going to do is grab a toothbrush, not that one. That one will do. And there's actually a little something somebody mentioned in Discord, I think it was, or a video the other day I was watching. I've seen a couple of repairers do it. Piece of kitchen towel, toothbrush, isopropyl alcohol, and it lifts up the worst of the flux, and then you can get in there and I need to give the IPA bottle a clean. Get the worst of it off so it doesn't burn. Go, and yep, we've got a nozzle on there, which is good. What I may have to do is just drop this back a second, because you're not going to be able to. I will try and keep it in view as much as possible. All we're doing, move the air around. I've got this set about 50%, 440. I'm just moving the air around, warming the whole area up, because I want the port to come off in one go. Don't a little bit of IPA bubbling off there. and all I do, place my tweezers in at the side, and I'm not putting any pressure on. As you can see, I'm literally just holding them in place. And as you can see, there we go. Nice and clean. What I'll do is I'll just bring this back in so you can see it literally fell away. And if we actually look at the bottom of the port, it's not melted, it's not discoloured. Why I prefer it. And just on this side, move this down a little bit more, very small, a little bit of plastic, clean that off. Breaks away easy if you do it while the you get that bit of plastic while the board's still warm. Comes away a lot easier than doing it once the board's cooled. Right, so what I want to do now is I will get these ground holes cleared, and I may again fast forward that, but I'm going to use some solder wick, solder braid, whip this solder away. Clean out those through holes. So that'll make it a lot easier. Pop this down here so we can see. Make it a lot easier for us when it comes to getting the new analog stick on. Middle one.
Decentralized, can't contain it. We're changing lives, yeah, upgrading. Call it suicide of the older generation. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling it wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too...
Oh, there we go. We'll be putting more on there in a second anyway. So let's get this analog stick on. There we go. Drops right in. Now, first things first. Let's get the bit of flux. Now, I am going to flux up everywhere. But I am only going to do the ground anchors for the moment, because I want to get them in and then check how level the port is. So a bit of heat in. Bear with me for a second. No heat. Not sure what that was. And as we can see already, it's dropped. So this is why. There we go, that's better. That's flat to the board. And what we'll do is we'll get this one. Plug it in. And I will come back round and touch these up again in a little bit. I'll just and finally there we go. That one is a ground leg, but it's obviously that's where I've caught the slightly, but won't do it any harm. We have got them up there, but I'll do for a second. Just bear with me for 2 moments. Good, that side. Looking good, that side. Nice amount of solder's come through those ground posts already. So that's good. Nice solid. We'll get the rest of these soldered in. So I am going to chuck a little bit more flux on here. If I can remember what I've done with my flux. Get this in shot. I will flux that one up and reflow that one. Get the iron back to temperature. Get that quick clean. That's better. Iron in. Warm it up. A bit of solder on the iron. There we go. Just touch this one up again. Let the heat rate. There we go. And we'll. There we go. Get it to flow in. Don't need huge amounts of solder, just enough to because I have seen it where these can bridge quite easily and then it can be a pain to get them unbridged. There we go. Clean this up and then we'll come back and test it, and then we can do some adjustments on the analog stick itself. the recording for a second there. Just had a phone call to sort out. Just, I've let that flux a bit too hard, so let's pull out a cotton bud. Where's my other bottle of IPA? That's better. Get the worst of this off, and then we'll get in there. Give it a good. Yeah, I've seen a couple of repairers using kitchen roll, and I didn't think much of it at first, but using the toothbrush and that really helps, and it stops. Actually, I've noticed it stops the toothbrush getting caked in flux too quickly. So yeah, there we go. I may come back and just touch up those joints later, because there's a couple there I'm not too happy with. Actually, you know what? Let's do that now while we're here. It's really just that one there. See what I mean about the bridges? There we go. That'll do. I don't think that's touching. I will check. Just make sure they're not bridging. Because the last thing we want is pins that are touching. Nope, and as you can see, don't know if you can hear the beeping, but I've got nothing. Beep when I touch there. Not there. Awesome. So we know those two pins aren't bridged. But as you can see, that's what I was saying earlier about I was a little bit overzealous with the old solder wick, and I've managed to come away with a conformal coating. I could have covered those back up again before, but we haven't got a bridge, so we're safe. It should be good. So I'll just leave the board how we would like to find it. Good. So if it doesn't come back to me after this one's sold, then it'll be nice for the next tech that has to replace these. Right, I'm going to pop this back into the controller. I'm not going to put it all back together, but we will get it into the controller and we will get it tested. So just bear with me for 2 minutes. I'm going to cut here while I sort this out, and then I'll be back in a second and we can have a look at the stick itself. That's me back. Hello. Right, as you can see, I've got the board back into the frame now. The two antenna wires come in and attach in here. I would suggest reattaching them. They can cause issues. If they flap around, they can catch, they can short things out. What I will do is at the end of the video, once I've got it all back together, I will show you a board that I recently had a mishap with. Luckily I could get a replacement in time for the customer, but managed to get it sorted. I'm not entirely sure what it shorted on, but I'll show you the aftermath of the hole in the board. But yeah, get those on first and we'll connect this up and test it. So let's bring up the display capture. There we go. Plug this in and see how these analog sticks are looking now. Now I've got no case or anything on this, I've literally just got the bare shell, and we can see that if we move them around, that one's still good. We've got a little bit of adjustment to do to bring that one in over, which is not a huge amount, but that could just be because it's a new stick. Pop these caps on a second. I sometimes find that giving them a good, just let them, so yeah. Oh, need to bring it in a little bit to the right. I'll do those adjustments off camera, get this looking a bit better. If you want a full explanation of it, if you search up Lee Uber Micro Repairs, he's on YouTube. He has his own repair business as well. He does a lot of controller repairs, and he actually has videos on calibrating the sticks once you've actually replaced the potentiometers, and he explains it a lot better than I could. So I'm going to pause the camera there. I'm going to do some adjustments. It's a little bit awkward because of the way I've got the cable set up at the moment, so I will get those done, and then I'll get it back together and we'll look at the finished results when I've finished. Hey, just want to show you the one that we've been working on, and let me just pop up after some adjustments. As you can see, so we should be all good to go there. Just pull that off. I'll get this all back together and we will see you in a second. That's me back, and as you can see, controllers all back together, working fine. All the buttons still working. I will plug it in and give it a full test, make sure it's all working, but as you can hear, everything's nice and smooth. I will possibly look at doing some fine adjustments on the analog stick because I may look to either sell this one or keep this one for myself as a one for testing when I get consoles in, because I do have one which is one of the very first Xbox, well, it's in a sort of second gen Xbox One controller shell, but it's actually it's just the back case. It's actually one of the original ones, and it will connect to most of the Xboxes, but it's just a bit of a pain, so having something like this come in handy. Right, one last thing, now we've got this back together, I wanted to go show you was what happened last time. Let me just pull up scope and we'll see if we can get this to about there. Now I have been on and tried to clean this board up. I will bring this in a bit closer and zoom in. There we go. Now you can see, just if I can get the tweezers in the right place, it's here, it's blown. That is the actual fibre the board's made of. That capacitor went kaput. Now if I could get a capacitor in this diode, I think it's a diode, is good. I could probably repair that, but to be honest with you, it wouldn't be something I'd sell to the customer. You can see that's quite a depth in there. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer on this. Right, that's the max. Yeah, the whole capacitor just went kaput. No, that's not gonna go back. I can't hold it steady enough. Yeah, as you can see, when I actually came to have a look at the board to see if I could repair it, the only part of the capacitor that was left was the for example, like you see the silver end part here was attached to this part of trace, and that was it. The rest of this was demolished. It was just one big scorch mark. It went supernova. I don't think there's another. Is there another capacitor of a similar size? Possibly one this sort of size, maybe. Well, it wouldn't be that size, but yeah, a fair size capacitor that went kaput. But yeah, that's what happens when let me get this out of shot. It's what happens when these cables short out on the frame. It was my fault. When I first did it, I didn't realise what I'd done. I thought I'd put these cables, attached them properly. It wasn't till I went to look at the controller again I realised that one of them was loose, and I've obviously shorted it with something, but well, we all learn, don't we? And happily I was able to get it sorted for a customer, and I got a replacement for them, so all good. But yeah, right, so that's it for today. That's it for this video. Thank you very much. If you like the content, please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification. I'm trying to get some more videos out a bit more frequently, hopefully once or twice, at least one video a week and one live stream. I am going away in a couple of days for a week, so I might be a bit quiet, but I will be back. Sounds like somebody's had a nasty accident. Not good. Hope everybody's okay. So yeah, thanks guys. Hit the like button if you like the video. Again, I will put a link in the description below for Lee's channel. Go check him out. He's got some awesome videos on console controller repair, especially modifications, doing analog sticks.
Make all the demons quiet, yeah, we were built to thrive, yeah.